Welcome to episode 5 of Sports Talk with BT and Stueve. We're actually live on the brand new YouTube channel here.
Yes,
Stueve, how you
sir.
doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Living the life. I'm excited to start this YouTube channel. I'm also excited to
Yes, sir.
start this podcast. We get to talk about the NBA for the first time today. First
Yup.
time in the
NBA
podcast.
has officially begun.
Yep. All right. Well, let's get started. We're going to talk about the college football storylines first, as that came first on Saturday. I think the story about, I think it's week 8 in college football, is almost every top 10 team struggled.
Yeah.
It was not a. I mean, Michigan didn't, but Michigan was playing Michigan State, who has a lot going on, and they were possibly, as we'll talk about later, stealing some signs. But I think it started in the day with my Oklahoma Sooners. They struggled first, safe to say.
Yeah.
UCF was they came out to play. I mean, their quarterback was healthy for the first time all year.
Bryce Plumlee.
Yeah, he was really good. I think he got hurt in that Boise State game, and I think this is his first game back. It's gonna be a trend with Oklahoma this week. They're playing Kansas, and it looks like Jalen Daniels is almost set to return. So
nervous?
Yeah. I never thought, if you would ask me 5 years ago if I was ever going to be nervous for an Oklahoma-Kansas game, I would have said no, but Leipold's got them going. So it started with Oklahoma. Then we got the big game, the Ohio State-Penn State, where both offenses it was a Big Ten game. That's what I'll say. Penn State had multiple chances to win that game. They could not punch it into the end zone. It's safe to say in that game, one team had Marvin Harrison, one team didn't.
Yeah.
Big game for Marvin Harrison.
Drew Lark couldn't do anything. So
11 receptions, 162 yards, and 1 touchdown for Marvin Harrison, and that was definitely the difference in the game.
Yep.
And that's even with Ohio State did that without Travion Henderson playing, which was really impressive.
Well, and you're not gonna. It's Penn State they couldn't get anything going. I said last week that Allaire could be a Heisman candidate if he played good this game. I'm not kicking him out of it yet, but it certainly didn't help his case. He went 18 for 42, 1 touchdown, 191 yards.
Yeah. And I guess the next top 10 game we got to talk about, Oregon was in a dogfight with Washington State, but I wouldn't consider that struggling because Washington State's an actual decent team.
Yeah, they're a decent team. They've been going through hard times recently. Cameron Ward had a good game, 34 for 48, 438 yards and a touchdown. He also led the team in rushing yards. What is his name? Their starting receiver, their number 1 receiver, Lincoln Victor, with 16 catches for 161 yards.
Dude, I wish I had him on fantasy.
It's crazy.
That's a 32-point fantasy game.
But Oregon just top team, arguably.
You know what? College fantasy, though. That would actually be pretty fun.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could do it.
I swear, I can remember playing. They used to exist one time.
But Oregon just the better team. Bo Nix played like a Heisman, like he is having a Heisman type season. Their running back had 15 carries for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's just Oregon's a good team. Definitely going to be interesting. This Pac-12 championship, what's going to look like? Oh
yeah, that is. On that note, we will move to a big injury for Texas. Quinn Ewers out 3 to 4 weeks. That's what they're saying. With I think he had a sprained AC joint.
Yeah, something in the shoulder.
Yeah, and if you guys remember from last year, it's the same shoulder he had that nagging injury with last year. Yeah, it's the same injury. So, and Texas really got helped by the refs there at the end of that game. If you were watching,
yeah,
a really bad spot. Bad week for college football refs.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Iowa.
Yeah. Who's going to start? Is it going to be Arch?
It's Malik Murphy.
Yeah, I didn't know the other one, but like, isn't this what's their head coach's name? Sarkisian.
Sarkisian.
Sarkisian said that they could see some Arch Manning.
Yeah, and they said they might use a 2 quarterback system, which if you look at if you have 2 quarterbacks, you've got none. That's a historic saying in football.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be like just to see what Arch Manning has type of game. I mean, they still have 4 games of him. He can play 4 games of redshirt.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm interested to see if he gets playing time and how he does.
I can tell you he's not. I wasn't very sold on him as a prospect. I don't think he's that good. He played Louisiana 2A competition, but we'll see. I was really tempted to pick Texas to get upset this week,
By BYU, by the Mormons.
but we'll save that for next week. We'll talk about the only upset that happened this week. A 1-5 Virginia team went and beat Drake May in North Carolina.
Yep, had to happen to my lock.
Yeah, that was. How do you lose to 1-5 Virginia?
Dude, I don't know. Like it's
You thought
crazy.
Drake May had the last drive. You want to be a top 3 NFL draft pick. You cannot throw an interception, man.
I still think he's top 3.
I still do too, but
He's definitely gonna go top 5.
but like
But
you
like
had
besides that pick, like the only thing you can dock him on is his completion percentage. He finished 50% completion percentage.
Yeah.
But like it's like it takes 2 to tango. Their defense did absolutely horrible. I don't know how you let a 1-5 Virginia team that has lost to the teams such as Boston College, James Madison, like to put that many points
James
up.
Madison's good.
Yeah.
Even though they can't go bullying, which is a stupid rule by the NCAA.
I think they can go this year, right?
No, the NCAA denied their waiver.
Bro.
So they can finish 12-0 and can't go to a bowl game because of the stupid NCAA rule.
So stupid. And I think they've only lost like 2 games the past like 2 years.
Yeah. They got crapped out by him last year. We'll move on.
But yeah, just Drake May. I think that hurts North Carolina, but I still
that hurts Florida State.
That hurts North Carolina especially because the college football committee is going to look at that like, wow, they lost to a 1-5 Virginia team. That's horrible. We're going to dock them for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll move on. This one was late at night, so I don't know if you were up watching it. Washington only put up 15 points on Arizona State. Michael Penix Jr. We were talking about the
Penix
Heisman talk.
Had his worst game by far this season.
The Heisman's wide open.
27 for 42, 275 yards.
Yeah, the Heisman is wide open right now.
I still think he's number 1. It's definitely a lot closer than it was last week, but I think he's still number 1. Okay, like, but it's like very close in my opinion.
Yeah. So
It didn't help that he struggled against a very bad Arizona State team. So
yeah, no, like he didn't win them the game. Their defense getting that pick 6 at the end of the game won them that game.
Yep. It also didn't help that they just couldn't get anything going. I mean, their leading rusher had 1 carry for 13 yards.
Yeah, no.
Horrible. And I think them or Penix not being able to connect with Romeo Odunze as much as he wanted to. He had 5 catches for 82 yards, but like he's been putting up 120 yards plus the past couple of games, and I think that hurt him a little. But I mean, I give credit to Washington's defense. They stepped up. They won them that game.
Yeah.
Penix just had a rough game. It's gonna be interesting to see how he rebounds after that. I still have them number 1 in the Pac-12. I still think they're gonna. It's definitely between Oregon and Washington, in my opinion.
Yeah. We'll stay in the Pac-12 here and talk about this game because I had a great pleasure in watching it. Utah has beat USC for the 3rd straight time.
Daddy, USC. Utah's is daddy.
To quote the Denver Nuggets fans chanting last week, "Who's your daddy?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
USC is officially eliminated from college playoff.
Caleb Williams is eliminated from Heisman contention, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it would be smart if Caleb Williams is sat out the rest of the year. And that's not me being biased because I'm an Oklahoma fan.
It was crazy.
What?
Utah did this with their third-string quarterback.
Yeah, third-string quarterback.
Cam Rising, he's out for the season. I think he can redshirt, right?
They officially, their coach officially announced that he's out for the year.
Yeah, but it was their third-string quarterback, and he completely went to work. 14 for 23, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. But they beat USC. They beat Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley. Your boy Lincoln Riley. Who's that USC quarterback commit that decommitted from Oklahoma?
Malachi Nelson.
Yeah, Malachi Nelson, your boy.
Don't know. Oklahoma has a better 5-star quarterback now. So, yep. Yeah, so that was it wasn't shocking.
Yeah, but USC's completely out of the race.
But in breaking news, now you know how that's not really breaking. The last 2 days, Lincoln Riley has not been at USC practice.
I've heard he has some personal issues or
he's sick. The same reason he was sick and he missed 2 practices before his last season in Oklahoma. He missed 2 practices before the Baylor game, which was the biggest game of the year, because he was sick. Rumor has it that's when he interviewed for the USC job.
Yeah, but there's no head coaching openings right now in the NFL.
But there was a rumor that he might have been spotted in Chicago.
Yeah, but it's too tough to say right now, especially since there's no head coach openings. That's definitely interesting because Chicago will most likely have the number 1 overall pick, and that is an easy way to get the Bears to get Caleb Williams. But it just all depends. I don't know what the front office thinks of Justin Fields right now. I think he's looking decent to good right now. So it's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be that Josh Rosen type treatment where it's just the better QB.
But whatever. Oh my, Justin Fields is not as bad as Josh Rosen was. Not even close to as bad. I think if you put him on a team, I don't know.
Yeah, Josh Rosen really didn't have any opportunity. He was playing with a very bad Cardinals team. It's very unfortunate, but Justin Fields, he's had multiple seasons to prove himself. He's starting to get something going, but it's just the fact that would you rather have Caleb Williams or Justin Fields at that point? And
yeah,
definitely gonna be interesting. But I think it's too early to tell if Lincoln Riley's leaving. There's just not enough head coach openings right now. The Bears coach is definitely on the hot seat.
There's also another rumor,
which is
going to another Los Angeles team that's not the Rams.
Chargers?
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on how Brandon Staley does the rest of the year. I mean, they're what? I think they're 2-5.
I think
2-4, 2-5. Yeah. Justin Herbert's wasting his career there under bad coaching.
Yeah. Mister, I'm gonna go for it on every single 4-3 imaginable.
Yeah. It's just Buddy has to prove himself. The head coach for the Chargers named Brandon Staley. He hasn't been right at all in the coaching wise since that playoff game against the Jags where they choked the lead.
Yeah, that was
he just
bad.
has to prove himself. I think if they do not finish better than 9-8, I think he gets fired just because you don't want to get stuck in mediocrity. What's an example of this?
Steelers.
No, I mean kind of, but Tomlin has been a consistent winner.
What's his record the last 3 years? 9-8, 9-8, 9-8.
No, I think in 2020 we had that 11-6 record. A Big Ben's year, I think we went 10-6, and then Kenny Pickett's rookie year we went like 9-8, and then this year obviously
Hey,
we're
4
4-2.
4-2. Hey, there you're
Yeah.
in the running.
Yep.
Yeah, but we'll save the NFL talk a little bit later here. But one thing that we didn't know if we were supposed to do an emergency thing about it or not. The sign stealing.
Yeah.
30. I think it's came out 30 games over the past 3 seasons. If this doesn't warrant it's gonna sound harsh, but if people are calling for Art Briles, who has just proven innocent, to give Baylor the death penalty for that situation, if you're cheating in 3 years and you've had significant success in those 3 years, you're gonna have vacated wins. You might get a severe reduction in scholarships.
Yeah.
I think
Bowl disqualifications.
Yeah.
Forfeiting the season. Yeah.
Yeah. If Harbaugh leaves and jumps ship this year, he knew, but the whole debate is if Harbaugh knew.
Yeah. I mean,
because it was just an analyst doing the stuff, so we don't know if Harbaugh knew. We're not going to assume Harbaugh knew, but
I think like if Harbaugh didn't have like other scandals / like violations like prior to this, I don't think it would be such a big deal. This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
He got suspended 4 games this season because of recruiting violations.
But to be fair, that recruiting violation was buying one recruit a cheeseburger.
Yeah, but like that's. But I'm just going back to this because like what the committee or like the college football committee, like would they be so high strung up on this like scandal if he didn't have any violations prior to this occurrence? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have not seen anything like the videos on it or anything, so I'm not the person to talk about this. But that's just like the situation and the person it's happening to. That's like a big
really
part of like why I think it's happening and why it's such a big deal.
And there's one solution to all this. Why can't you just make college football like the NFL and just put a microphone in the helmets and you don't have to wave? And then you don't have to wave those little stupid signs with different random things.
With TV shows and like a duck on it. Yeah.
Matt Rule, the Nebraska head coach, made a good point. He said some high schools have that. Some, if you go look at the high school sideline, you have technology. If you go look at the NFL sideline, you have technology. Mm-hmm. The only sport, football, that doesn't have that is college football.
Mm-hmm.
You need to. That'll easily stop everything. I guarantee you, Michigan is not the only school doing this.
100%. It's just like
it's like the Astros.
Yeah, fuck the Astros.
Yeah.
Rangers and D-backs, though.
Who you got in that? Who you got?
Dude, I'm going with the D-backs just because, like,
they swept the Dodgers.
I'm not opposed to any of these teams winning. This is a whole side note. This is like a whole new topic for BT and I. We don't usually talk about baseball at all. We don't usually talk about baseball or hockey.
It's a new. We have to talk about the World
Series. Yeah,
so
Diamondbacks were the last seed in the NL playoffs. The Rangers, I think, were like the 3rd seed. And I got the Diamondbacks because they beat my Dodgers.
They swept them.
Yep. And the crazy part about it is they lost 15 of their last 22 games. Did you know that?
No, I did not because I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, they lost 15 of the last 22. Last team in the NL playoffs, and now they're in the World Series. So it's just like.
Why do you sound? You sounded. It sounded like it hurt you to say that.
Yeah, but however, the Rangers have Corey Seager, former Dodger. So, I'm fine
having success outside of the Dodgers.
He's been all right since leaving the Dodgers. He hasn't been nothing special. It's just like Cody Bellinger. Nothing special.
I don't know. I don't watch baseball. I play MLB The Show. That's all I know about baseball. I guess we'll move on to the NFL storylines of the week. We're talking about my upset of the week. I think it was my upset lock of the week last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't think no one was expecting this. Everyone expected a close game, and it turned out to be a slaughtering. If you don't know what we're talking about the Lions getting the shit beaten out of them by the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Lamar absolutely killed it against the Lions. I think the Lions only put up 7 points, 6 points.
Yeah,
Like
6.
that.
It was
And
38
it was
to
in
6.
the last quarter, I think. Just it was very embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Like
to both you and I had the Lions as the best team in the NFL.
We're
And
casuals.
look how they did.
Casuals.
Look what they did, dude. They completely shit the bed. You know what? Two good teams just duking it out. I'm not gonna say duking it out.
That wasn't duking.
One got dookied on, but Ravens are a good team. Lions are a good team. It's just middle of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if these two teams make it or meet again in the Super Bowl.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just it happens. It was bound like one of these teams are bound to lose by a hefty margin. I mean, look at this is like the same principle for the Bills and Dolphins a couple weeks ago, where the Bills destroyed the Dolphins. If you remember that game,
yes, I do.
It's like the same kind of game.
Yeah, but yeah, so that yeah, the Lions hadn't allowed 100 yards rushing the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed 100 yards rushing. I don't know if it was a quarter or a quarter and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll talk about another 5-1 team that is struggling. Brock Purdy, Brocktober is not looking good. Brocktober is on fire. They need to put it out.
Well, okay. I'm gonna talk about this. Like coming from Iowa State, all right, he did not play his best game against the Vikings, but besides the 2 picks, you look at his stat line. He had a pretty decent game. He had 273 yards, I believe. It's just those interceptions were bad. I'll admit that. Like one of them was right to the safety. It was just a very, very bad game. But like you're bound to have bad games. People forget that he's young. I mean, he was 20. He went 21 for 30, 272 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks, and he also was making good running plays too. But like you watched him, right? And like this is a Brock Purdy that I've seen for 4 or 5 years at Iowa State. He's making plays that I didn't see him make at Iowa State. His pocket presence is a lot better. He also has a concussion. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, he's out this week with a concussion. So Sam Darnold, former number 3 overall draft pick by the New York Jets, will get the start this week. That's a little breaking news that came out about 30 minutes ago, I believe.
49ers 3-game losing streak.
But yeah, Brock Purdy, he's fine. I mean,
just two guys that played with a concussion.
And also, he shouldn't even been put in that situation. Like the Niners defense, right?
Yep.
Top 5 defense in people's most eyes. Top 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
They let Jordan Addison dog walk them.
Jordan Addison isn't bad though.
Yeah, but Kirk Cousins and Jordan Addison, my guy. I mean, come on.
Prime time Kirk. Don't you know about him?
Like, Buddy had one of the better games in his career. He went 35 over 45, 378 yards and 2 touchdowns with a pick. Like, bruh.
Yeah.
So that Niners defense has to do better than that. Sure, they only allowed 22 points. And also, Jake Moody missed a field goal that proved costly to them.
Kind of like last week.
What do kickers do?
They miss. College kicker.
So, yeah, and, people are going to give Brock Purdy shit. Like, oh, he's a fraud. Dude, 2 games. He didn't even play that. He played bad in Browns game. But, like, you're really going to dock him on two missed mistakes that he made in
You and Brock Purdy have something in common.
were white.
That and played a game with a concussion.
Yeah, but he didn't get his ankles broken the play after.
Threw an interception and play after.
It's gonna be a big game though. I think if Sam Darnold doesn't play good, I hope people start shutting up about the narrative that system quarterbacks.
What if he plays good?
Um,
What are you gonna do?
what can you do? But they play the Bengals, so it's just like
Cincinnati Bengals. All right. Yeah. Trade deadline is coming up, right?
yes, sir.
It's either tomorrow or next Thursday, right?
No, it's not tomorrow.
It's Thursday, right? It's one of the next Thursday.
Next Thursday, the week after that. I don't know.
But I mean, we were going to talk about Devontae Adams, but the Raiders said they're not going to trade him.
Yep, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry could be traded.
Pat Surtain, Chase Young.
Chase Young to the Texans. Let's go.
Montez Sweat. I think the Commanders are just shipping off them.
Tank.
Who are another one? Pat Surtain was one.
Magic Johnson's NFL team.
Dude, Pat Surtain to the Steelers?
Nah. Chase Young to the Texans. And I'm calling it Chase Young to the Texans.
Pat Surtain to the Steelers. I'll be happy.
I'm not
scared. But yeah, I think
Steelers won't beat the Texans.
I've seen a team. I've seen rumors that Derrick Henry could go to the Ravens, which.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Can you imagine the read options, the triple options with Lamar and Derrick Henry? I do not want to see that.
And then the play action passes to Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
The 1 year I don't own Mark Andrews, and I'm kind of happy I don't own him because he hasn't been playing good. Yeah. I had the number 1 and the number 2 tight ends at one point.
Yeah.
I guess you know what? We should just talk about fantasy now, and then we'll move on to the NBA.
Yeah.
So we're gonna reintroduce the segment now that we're gonna live stream, so we have unlimited time now. I have to load into fantasy, so you go ahead and start out with your fantasy.
All right. So for the past 2 weeks, right, I've been 0-3 in all my leagues. 0-3 in back-to-back weeks. This week, finally, I went 2-1. Had a very big dub against Damien. I was losing by like 40 points, but thankfully,
you came back and
thankfully I got Christian McCaffrey and Hawkins Sox coming in clutch for me.
You're welcome.
Bijan almost cost me the game with 0.3 points. Screw the Falcons. They almost screwed me out of a win. But yeah, that was a very clutch game. My Walmart one, I got the dub in. I think it was another close one. No, it wasn't. I just completely killed them.
I guess
I have Lamar and and then my other one is just bad, dude. I'm so bad at my money league. I'm 2-5 this year. I'm 3-4 in my Walmart league and 5-2 in our friendship league, our friend group league. It's just a lost cause at this point for my Walmart league or my money league.
You should be thanking me. I got you first place back in the division in ours because I beat Gage.
Yeah, you did. You did indeed.
I was kind of scared there because he had him, Akers, and Kittle there, so that was kind of a stressful game to watch.
Yeah,
but I ended up holding on. I started everybody. I had a really good week starting. I was kind of worried because I saw the Browns gave up 38 points, but they ended up giving me 12 because Myles Garrett's just a beast.
Yeah,
unreal.
He's so good, dude.
TJ. All right. Has TJ blocked a kick?
Has Myles Garrett had more than 4 sacks in a game? Has Myles Garrett had a pick in the game?
Just wait until Myles Garrett's a Texan.
Myles Garrett.
Nah, TJ Watt's story is not complete. He's got to come to the Texans and.
Shut up! No.
His story's not complete. He's got to go be hanging in the rafters with his brother.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, Kamara. See, we kind of did a win-win trade. I got Kamara. He was consistently. I don't know what he's right now. He's up to running back number 16, and he didn't play.
Buddy's leading the league in running back receptions, and he's been out half of the games.
Yeah, half the
That's
games.
Wild.
Thanks for trading me him. I don't know why you traded me him. Just to get a hunt.
Because I have lots of RB. I have Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, and Jonathan Taylor.
I'm gonna cut Pat Freiermuth.
Do it. I cut him.
That was a trade that I Pat Freiermuth. I didn't really need him.
Yeah.
I got Ferguson, who's a better tight end than him, and he's out for the next 4 weeks, isn't he? Freiermuth.
He's on IR. Yeah. Just very, very unfortunate. He's a very good tight end. He just can't stay healthy, and that's been the theme of his career. He's had multiple concussions, and just other injuries that have ultimately hindered him.
And how
playing more than a couple of games.
And speaking of standings, how come you're always in the easiest division, and I'm always?
What do you mean easiest division?
Go look at our standings. Go look at our standings. Look at your division compared to look at ours.
Brother. AFC North, Baltimore Ravens.
Fantasy division. Fantasy division. Okay. You're always in the easiest one.
Dude, Marshall's just bad.
Why can't we make the league that everybody? I don't know if he can do that.
To be fair, and here's the thing, right? You look at like the past couple of years in fantasy, Jarrell has been a consistent powerhouse, right?
Gage has
been a consistent powerhouse.
The last 2 years, Gage has just been last.
Yeah, but he's also been able to play and like edit his roster. Look what's happening. He's 5-2. Marshall's just ass. Marshall's the worst fantasy person ever. Buddy traded Tyreek Hill for a bag of chips when I offered him a significantly better package. So Marshall
can Luka for Tyrese.
Dude, you want to get into that? All right, buddy. Do you want to move into fantasy basketball now?
Yeah, I guess we might as well now.
Dude, BT, you need to trade me Tyrese Halliburton. As a Pacers fan.
Hey, we could pretend you had the 10th pick and I had whatever pick you had, and we could just merge. And
if you want Luka Doncic, I will trade you Luka Doncic for Tyrese Halliburton and another player.
All right, Tyrese Halliburton and
we're not going to discuss trades on the live stream.
Hey, Tyrese Halliburton, 2 Pacers legend, TJ McConnell and Tyrese for Luka.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. I'll see what.
We'll get into like the trade details later. All right.
We'll
talk off stream about that.
But I'm really happy with my fantasy team. I got my rookie of the year, Chet.
Dude, I was gonna pick him next, and then I saw that you were on the way up, and I was like, "This fucker's gonna draft Chet Holmgren now." I was like, "Damn,
that's my
you're gonna do it." And look what happens. You do it.
You know what? I had my uncle help me. He's like an NBA super fan, so he helped me.
Yeah, you have a good team. It's just your bench is a little lackluster, I must admit.
I got TJ McConnell, the GOAT.
Like your utilities, right? Like,
yeah. You know, Miller could be
good. Shane Sharp could be really good.
You get a lot of points for a double-double. That's why I picked Capella.
Yeah. But yeah.
I got the Finnish marksman himself.
I think your weakest position, though, in my opinion.
You're gonna say point guard, you're gonna say Luka's position, so I trade, bro. Nah.
No, I'm looking. It's either center or point guard.
I don't know if Chet has a good season. He could have.
You want to go over your team?
Yeah. So point guard, my first overall draft pick. He was my first round pick. I'm proud of it. I knew Stueve would want him. That's why I didn't want him to fall. So I chose Tyrese. That wasn't my original plan. I forgot who I was gonna plan it on take.
Dude, it didn't help. It did not help that Dante picked Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to pick Tatum. Tatum was like right there. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
but Cunningham picked him. I don't know him.
So to just recap the first round, it went Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, Shea Gilgeous,
Shea, whoever
Alexander
chose Shea,
Bennett.
I was gonna choose him. He was like right. He was projected mock to me. That's the dude I wanted.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you probably would have gotten him because Josh 100% was going to pick Stephen Curry no matter what. Jarrell was going to pick the only players he knew, and Jarrell's not a big NBA fan, so he's going to pick the one he knew. Dante's Dante, and he's just very stupid when it comes to drafting and fantasy, both football and basketball. And then, yeah, Tatum one spot in front of you.
Yeah, that's the guy I wanted. I was like, I knew it, and then I was like, I was stuck. I was gonna choose Anthony Edwards. I was like,
You should have.
I was like, assists get you a lot of points, double doubles. He's efficient.
Yeah, but
And then LeBron. Though I was tempted. I don't. All right, I was gonna choose Wembanyama, but I was like, I was scared too, so I ended up choosing Bridges because
he fell to me, dude. I was there hoping he fell to me, but he didn't. So
yeah, I got the
keep going with your team.
yeah. So I drafted Mikal Bridges. Once again, Kevin Durant right above me. I was gonna take him, but of course, that's my first one. Then I had to wait a lot of picks because being at last, and then I took Lauri Markkanen, the Finnish military man himself, former Bulls legend.
Yes, sir.
So I think he's really underrated. He'll be the main player on that Utah Jazz team. Then I ended up choosing Zach LaVine. I was a little hesitant on him or Jimmy Butler. I was like, all right, which one do I think is going to play more games? And I was more confident in Zach LaVine. He's younger, more typically healthier. He's their first scoring option for the Bulls. So the fact that he fell all the way to the fourth round, that's a first scoring option. So that was pretty shocking to me. So I was like, yeah. Then Lane took Austin Reeves 48, which was shocking to me. I was like, oh, I can get him in round 7.
Yeah, I saw him draft. I was like, damn, BT's going to be mad. And here's the thing. You know what I was going to do? I was going to draft Reeves to leverage that in a trade with Tyrese Halliburton.
And then is that why you drafted Sengun?
Dude, this is a big part. So, like, no, Sengun is going to have a good season.
And then I got Chet round 5, so he was on my short board. Then round 6, I drafted Dinwiddie. I mean, I don't know how the Nets are going to look, so that's really a toss-up. Then I guess I can read how you drafted. You drafted what? After I drafted Dinwiddie, you drafted Franz Wagner, which you traded. For
Desmond Bane.
How? What is Damian doing?
So Damian wanted players who could play 3 positions, and players with 3 positions are very valuable in this league. But like coming from an NBA fan and who knows basketball, I like to say I know basketball. Desmond Bane's about to have a career year, especially with Ja Morant out. So I was like, oh hell yeah! And I didn't think he'd offer it. I didn't think he'd agree with it. But he sent me a trade request. I was like, accept, 100% accepting.
Well, I don't know what Lane was doing. Then I think after he drafts Austin Reeves, he drafts Buddy Hield. So I don't know if he's doing. I don't know if you were in his ear telling him to draft those two.
No, funny thing about Lane is he didn't even know the draft was that night.
So that
until he was like 5 minutes until the draft started.
Oh well, yeah, I was at a wedding, so
yeah, but you knew it was.
Yeah, I still knew. So yeah, and then you went to Bradley Beal, who isn't playing tonight, by the way.
He didn't play last night.
Oh, Did you have him starting?
No, I had him on my lineup, but he was the only player.
I guess it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Let's see. I chose Keldon Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Figured Wembanyama's second choice. Then I chose Clint Capella for the reasons I said. Double doubles get you a lot of points. Then you chose Devin Vassell, the player who you keep trying to throw in that deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta see how my team does the first couple weeks. If he's a really good player in the first couple weeks, I might not trade you.
You should do it because I traded you Kamara.
I traded you Hawkinson.
Yeah, but
Then
you
yeah,
have no attachment to Halliburton. I do.
you had pick number 100. You chose Jabari Smith Jr.
Yep.
And I had pick 106, and I chose the best player on the Pacers roster, TJ McConnell.
Point God himself.
Pacers legend. It seems like he's been there for 7 freaking years.
Yeah, he's been there for a while.
Then I chose Brandon Miller, Mr. Hands. I don't know. I'm trying.
Getaway driver.
Getaway driver. That's his nickname right there. Then you chose DeAndre Hunter. Gage got Michael Porter Jr., which that's a sneaky pick because he could. He's
the only reason why I didn't pick Michael Porter Jr. because I thought about this. It was between Michael Porter Jr. and DeAndre Hunter. Is because he only has one position and it's small forward, and he's always out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but think how many points he always hits all of his shots. He doesn't miss.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is.
I don't understand the scoring system. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't understand it, so I'm just gonna put in it doesn't make sense that you get -3 if he misses a 3, but you get +3 if he makes one. I don't know.
I think I edited it, didn't I?
Did you? I don't know if you did or not, but
I'm pretty sure I edited the scoring sheet.
Fantasy basketball fantasy basketball is confusing to me. Maybe it's because this is like my first year taking it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, so missing a 3 is -1 point.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I swore I saw -3, but maybe
that's it probably was, but I edited it before the game or before the draft.
I'm not going to tell Dante. Don't tell Dante, but he has some players that should be playing right now. But don't tell him I said you're going to text him.
I'm not going to. I'm telling you, this dude is like ass when it comes to, like.
I'm sure half these people don't know how fantasy basketball works, though.
Out of the people who don't know fantasy basketball, Lane and Jarrell. Yep.
Yeah, I think we've done enough talk for fantasy basketball. I think
definitely gonna be a fun season.
We'll get more into it this next week when the first matchups are done. But that'll move us into the NBA recap, opening night recap. I guess we have to talk about the first game.
Lakers, what happened? How'd you lose? Nuggets.
Okay. I know it's going to sound like an angry fan.
The fouls.
No, like literally. Did you see the ones I sent you?
Do you see? Dude, it's the NBA.
They let LeBron. Okay, you touch Jamal Murray or you touch Jokic when he's shooting. It is an automatic foul. Those are the NBA's poster
There was also
childs.
some no calls against the Lakers, if I have to be honest with you. I saw one and I tried finding it and sending it to you, but I couldn't find it on Twitter. So,
I mean, the Lakers went down early.
No, you could have easily won that game. All right,
we could have. We had.
You were within.
We just cannot get it within the.
Well, and I told you this. I told you this today. I was like, "How are you supposed to win a game when your best player or second best player? It depends on like how your preference gets 0 points in the second half."
I don't know.
And he had 17 points in the first half.
Austin Reeves played good.
He played bad up until the fourth quarter.
Hey, 14 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds.
Look at the efficiency.
Hey, Denver is a tough place to shoot though, with the altitude and
Shut
all.
up.
Nah. Hear me out. How come? And it also doesn't help. The Nuggets are consistently shooting 52%.
Yeah.
I don't think no team's gonna beat them.
You just contradicted yourself.
Yeah, but when you get to it proves a point. Look at Denver's splits differently. Look at their splits from home and away last year. How well they shot because they're used to the altitude.
Yeah, but when
It's
you're
a tough thing to get
6'10",
adjusted to.
6'11", and you score 17 points in the first half and do absolutely nothing in the second,
Yeah,
they're gonna win. Another
The
big
Lakers
storyline for that game is LeBron. The minute restriction
again. Oh yeah,
begins. He only had 29 minutes, which is probably the lowest amount of minutes he's had in a game.
29 minutes and still led the team in scoring.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
watching the refs just let him get tackled every time he drove to the paint kind of scared me.
A pleasant surprise though was Taurean Prince,
Oh yeah, he shot lights out.
Baylor legend. You go up and grab the ball, that's a rebound. If you know, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, you look like a good signing. I think the Lakers will get it back together when they get home. But I swear, it's just the Lakers' curse playing opening night.
Your bench struggled a lot though.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what we knew was gonna be happening.
But to be fair, we only played 4 bench players significantly.
Yeah, true.
Cam Reddish.
True.
I mean, they all shot besides Rui, who shot 3 for 10. But
yeah.
I mean, the Lakers this looked very similar to Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
The Lakers went down early. They were just trying to fight back their whole way, and they just couldn't.
Yeah, but also the Nuggets played really, really good. All their starters were double digits. They had 3 20-point scores. Caldwell Pope, your boy, with 20 points.
Seemed like they couldn't miss.
Talking about Michael Porter Jr., he had 12 points, 12 rebounds, but shot 5 for 13.
Yeah.
Jokic.
It just didn't seem like Michael Porter Jr. shot 9 threes to me. It just didn't seem like that to me watching the game.
Yeah, but Jokic should have won MVP last year, and he's probably going to do it again this year.
It depends.
Buddy is different.
But I'll just give it. They had their ring ceremony and all that, so they're going to come out more pumped.
Yeah. They're the rating defending.
Yeah,
so there's no reason why they should lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, I think the Lakers will bounce back. They'll put up a better performance at home, and I guess I can't call it Staples. It's not. I don't even know what the name of it.
They play tomorrow against the Suns. It's gonna be a tough game.
That'll be. But it's in LA, so
yeah. Getting into the Suns, they beat the Warriors 108-104. D Book had a stellar performance, 32 points, 13 for 21.
I kind of passed out in the middle of
he had 8 assists. They played really good. All their starters. Nurkic had a really good game. He was 5 for 8 with 14 rebounds and 14 points. That's all you really need for him to do. You know what I mean?
Chris Paul, though. he has regressed. He shot 4 for 15.
14 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds.
Shooting 4 for 15. And then 0 for 6 from 3.
You could tell they missed Draymond this game.
Yeah.
But KD had a KD type game. I mean, he shot terrible. 7 for 22.
I mean, everybody shot terrible. Steph shot terrible.
Besides D-Book and Akoji. Akoji had a really good game. He seemed like he couldn't miss.
Like the Warriors shot 10 for 43 from 3. That is not the Warriors. But I mean, yeah.
The lack of bench definitely hurt them, but Curry, struggling. And the crazy thing is he had 27 points, but he still struggled from shooting. He was 8 for 20.
Yeah, he played 31 minutes, which, I mean, I called it. I said you'd start to see a little Steph Curry regression. I know it's the first game,
I'm not
but
gonna say he's regression. It's just like he had 27 points. It's just I don't know.
he looked like
He's
shooting
not
really bad.
rusty. He's not regressed. It's just like I think it's the fact that he's not playing with as good as of a team. Um, but I just want to give props to D Book. He had an MVP type game. I feel like he is a dark horse MVP season incoming. And the Suns were playing without Bradley Beal too.
Yeah.
So that's something
I
to
don't know
think about.
I don't know if Bradley Beal's going to play tomorrow.
I hope he does, dude.
I hope he doesn't.
Shut up.
I don't want the Lakers to. I mean, really, if the Lakers drop to 0-2, they play the two of the best teams in the West. I'm not worried. They play the Kings, Magic, Rockets, and
Yeah.
Mavericks, and then they play the Spurs back to back.
Mhm.
I mean, you can easily go 4-1 out of that five game stretch or 6 game.
It's
You can go,
early on in the season. I mean, stuff doesn't matter.
okay, yeah. The Lakers.
Look at last year, right? Didn't you start off like 0-10 last year? Or was that the year before, and then you all made it to the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, I mean the Lakers really looked. They needed to build their chemistry. You could tell you had new pieces to that team. You didn't really have new pieces to I guess you didn't have new pieces for the Nuggets. Not really. Most of the players that played were on the team last year. They did a good job. I mean, really, I thought the Nuggets would regress without having Bruce Brown and Jeff Green, but they look like the same old Nuggets team without them. But you could tell you could say the same thing with the Suns and Warriors both having significantly adding new players to their core, and those teams were trying to get adjusted. Those things take time, but D'Angelo Russell, start counting your days in LA, dude. You consistently play the way you played in Denver last night. You are not going to be in LA much longer.
Yeah.
I mean, shooting 4 for 12, 2 for 5, really bad. He turned the ball over in critical moments. Or D'Angelo Russell, Lakers had all momentum. He would just decide to just pull up and shoot a bad 3 when you could go and try to get a better shot.
You're not Golden State Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, D Russell anymore. You're Los Angeles Lakers Russell. So
yeah. That's about it. We got technically this could be considered opening night too.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have everybody else in the NBA playing tonight, right?
Yeah, everyone else, but I mean,
what's one matchup other than the Pacers and Wizards you're circling tonight and this is a must-watch game?
I'd be stupid not to say the Mavericks Spurs game to see if the Wemby hype lives up to expectations, and then how Luka and Kyrie play together. Definitely gonna be an interesting season for both teams to see if whether a full season of Kyrie and Luka can actually do something.
They might blow up their core after this.
Yeah,
Luka might want out. Like if they struggle, Luka might want out.
You
could already tell he had frustrations last year.
Yeah,
end of last year, so
he'd be a good fit for the Pacers. Yeah,
I think he'd be a good fit I think he'd be a good fit for any team. I mean,
yeah.
Give him LeBron. We'll take Luka, and that Luka AD duo would be electric. But yeah. I guess since you said that, I'll say there's not Thunder and Bulls. You get to see you get to see a healthy Chet Holmgren.
Yeah,
I'm high on the Thunder, but I'll talk more about that game later.
If I were you, I would have said like the Trailblazers and Clippers, a young Trailblazers team with the defensive-minded Clippers, and then see if they can play healthy. But
yeah. I guess we'll go to the college football look ahead here.
Yep.
I got my game first. I chose Georgia and Florida. This will be Georgia's first game with the loss of Brock Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
Florida has been inconsistent, so if you get a good Florida team, Georgia might be losing this game.
Yep.
This is I forgot what they call this rivalry game. I think it's like the cocktail party or something.
No idea. SEC football, dude.
SEC football. I got to start getting ready for it next year.
Yeah, you do.
Carson Beck could have a big game. I mean, it really somebody has to step up in the loss of Brock Bowers.
Yep.
Florida, they've won. They've quietly won 4 of the last 5.
Yeah.
5-2. It doesn't seem what way Florida is. It does not seem like they're 5-2.
Yeah.
But Napier's got them going. So Georgia's 14.5-point favorites. How much I want to pick Florida to win this game, just to be crazy. I think Georgia wins, but they don't cover.
Yeah, I agree.
I say like a game-winning field goal or something. Georgia wins.
Yeah, definitely a touchdown game or so. Yeah, I have to agree.
What game are you choosing?
So for my college football look ahead, I have obvious Oregon versus Utah college game day. You don't know how bad I wanted to pick SDSU USD.
Oh boy!
But not being biased, Oregon Utah. I think whoever wins this clinches their spot in the Pac-12 championship. And then whoever loses this game is eliminated. Because isn't Utah? Don't they have a loss? They both have a loss, right?
Yeah, they both have a loss, but I mean they do the same thing the Big 12 does now with the rest of the teams.
Eliminate each other. Yeah.
Which I mean you can't say anything about being eliminated because everybody could split.
Yeah, but I mean, Oregon's looking really good. I have an Oregon, Bo Nix, top 3 Heisman in my opinion. We'll get into that next week. Utah, they're good. Utah's good, but I just think Oregon's better and has more talent, and is just on another level right now. Even when they played Washington, Oregon, dude, like I'm telling you, that is going to be the game that decides which team goes to the playoffs, in my opinion. But I got Oregon winning by 2 touchdowns.
And you would have them. What's the spread? They're 6.5. So you would have them covered.
Yeah, I just think Oregon's them, dude.
Yeah, one game to look. A couple more games to watch. I mean, I was gonna choose Duke Louisville, but I don't know if I know Riley Leonard got re-hurt his ankle in that Florida State game. Yeah, that's why Florida State pulled away. So I don't know if he's playing, and I didn't want to pick that game and not play. Another game to watch out. This is a potential upset alarm. Ohio State coming off a big game. They to Wisconsin, which is a tough place to play, no matter how bad or good or bad Wisconsin is.
Former Oklahoma. Oh no, I was gonna say former Oklahoma.
He's not playing.
Yeah,
actually, they could because they have another former Oklahoma quarterback.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know who their starter is though. It could be who is it? Let me look. Let's see who started last week here. Nope, it was B Lock, so it wasn't the guy from. But I saw something on Twitter about how there could be like every team ties in the Big Ten West at 4-5, which would be crazy. But hey, Nebraska quietly really good. I mean, that might be my pick for the Big Ten West.
T. Fedoni.
They are quiet. I don't know what their record is, but they might be 4-3.
They're 4-3.
Quietly, like they are 2 wins away from a bowl game. Scott Frost never could do that at Nebraska.
Yep.
I guess that we'll move on to the NFL locks. Stueve, what was your NFL game you chose?
For my look ahead.
Yeah, look ahead, not locks. Oh my god,
the Browns versus Seahawks, both 4-2. Browns are one of the best defensive teams. They're playing PJ Walker again.
Mr. Massage hurt.
I think it's gonna be a really, really good game. I think the I think the Browns got this game, and
So you think it's going to be a happy ending for the Browns?
yeah, very, very, very heartwarming win for the Browns. Yeah, I just think that'll be one of the better games this week.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I don't remember if this is the Thursday night football game or Monday night. It's one of the two. I'm gonna go with Buccaneers and Bills.
It's Thursday,
Thursday.
I think. If I'm not mistaken. I might be stupid.
It's one. I know it's one of the two. I know it's not on Sunday.
It's Thursday.
I think it'll be a good game, but there wasn't very much choices this week, really, besides that and this. But
I mean, the
I think
Steelers Jags game.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
guess yeah.
a
But I mean,
struggling Bills team with a Bucks team that's
a struggling Bucks team
Josh
too.
Allen. Both teams are struggling. It's definitely like,
Yeah,
dude, it's crazy. If the Bills lose this, they're gonna be 4-4.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Baker could have a good game. My boy Baker. He's really fell. I don't know if it's really on him though.
I don't know. It's a combination of both, I'd say.
Yeah, he doesn't have a running back, but I mean, I like that. I know they were supposed to have a good running back. They were projected to be the Rashid White. Is that his name? I
Yeah.
think that's his name.
Yeah.
He just hasn't really panned out. It's the offensive line too. They lost their center to start the year.
Ryan Jensen.
But White has 266 yards in 6 weeks. Yeah, and Baker's been playing good. Like 133 with 204, 1,363 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's not terrible when you don't have a running game. But I think the Bucks won't win this game though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got Bills. Yeah.
I don't know what the spread is, but I think the Bucks will probably cover. The Bucks will probably not. They'll probably cover, and it'll be. But I think it'll be closer than the score says.
Spread is Buffalo 8.5.
Oh, that might change it. I didn't know it was that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Bucks will cover their point spread, and I'd say Josh Allen, who, oh my God, I feel bad for him. Led that game-winning drive last week, and just for the Patriots.
He hasn't been playing good though, dude. Like,
yeah,
the Josh Allen.
Hey, we gotta say, the Madden curse is back,
dude.
People said it was over, but I am afraid it is not.
It's like Sam Mellinger. Oh, it's back.
It's back. Yeah. So I guess that moves us on to the NBA look ahead. I'm going with the game on Halloween night. I want to see Wembanyama. This is really Wembanyama's first taste of playing a really elite team.
Yep.
I want to see how he looks against. I want to see how the Suns defend Wembanyama. That'll be interesting to me. It's on Halloween. I don't think that day does point spreads, but I think you'll have Bradley Beal healthy by then. You would hope he'd be healthy in a week.
Yeah, they do have point spreads.
Oh, what the?
Which game is it?
The Spurs.
Halloween.
Yeah, Spurs Suns Halloween.
The spread isn't up yet.
Yeah.
They don't have the spread yet.
But I still think the Suns will win. But I think Wembanyama, if he's really as good as people think, he'll keep it close.
The Suns don't have a good defensive player on their team.
No, we could see him.
I could see legit like it being a career night for.
Hey, let me tell you, it could be entertaining. We could get a Bol Wembanyama.
Yes.
The two of the skinniest players tallest, skinniest players in the NBA. That would be an entertaining little matchup to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so what NBA game are you looking ahead to?
I have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Philadelphia 76ers next on the 26th. So I think that would be tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yep. I think
I
that's the
think it's
first
going to
game
be
for
a
both.
very entertaining game. Joel Embiid versus Giannis. And unfortunately, James Harden won't be playing. So it's going to be interesting to see how the 76ers will be playing without him. I expect Tyrese Maxey to have a good game. I think I'm interested to see how Dame plays, though, because I think
Yeah.
tomorrow's Dame's first game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. So that's the game I am looking forward to.
Well, where do you think James Harden's going to get traded to?
I don't know. It's such a tough
Why
situation.
would you want that drama? Like, why if you were a competing team? I know people are speculating and saying the Clippers. I don't know.
I don't know what the Clippers would trade.
Yeah, no. Like that would. I wouldn't want that big three.
Yeah,
I don't know where he would go.
I don't know. That's the thing.
This is his what? This is his second straight drama and exit of a team.
Well, I can see him getting traded to the Rockets. Back to the Rockets.
Houston strip clubs are happy now.
Legit though, could you see something along the line of a Fred VanVleet, James Harden swap, or a possible Amen Thompson, James Harden swap?
I could see it, but
I just don't think it
would the Rock.
It's very, very.
Would the Rockets want to blow up what they have?
Yeah,
because you haven't really seen. I guess you'll see it tonight. You haven't really seen who they have.
Yeah, Fred VanVleet and Jabari and Şengün and Amen. Yeah. And Jay Green. Yeah. It's up in the air right now, dude. It's just a crazy topic.
Yeah. I guess.
With that, we'll go into our locks of the
week.
Locks of the week.
There you go. You're saying that every single podcast.
Yes, sir.
I guess. So the way we're doing this, we have. So you're not doing an NBA game. All right, I'll do my NBA game.
I think there's just like with NBA, I think there's way too many games. It's just hard to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, we got to
that's why I think like the NBA look ahead like should be like our matchup of the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
we can discuss that better.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss.
If viewers have any,
let us know in the comments how we should do locks of the week after football season is over.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be really hard. But anyway, I'll go with my NBA pick. I was really high on this team during our predictions. I'm gonna go with the Thunder to beat the Bulls tonight. We got to go over standings. I wanted to skip it for a reason. I went I think I went 2. No, wait, 2 or 1. Who are my locks? Oh boy. Yeah, I went 1-5 last week. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. So that moves me down to what was I last?
You were 9-9.
So now I am 10-14. Yikes! Yikes! So
I am 14. So 15, 16, 17, 18. I am 18 and no wait. 1, 2, 3. 4.
We need to write this stuff
18,
down.
18 and 6. I'm 18 and 6 now. I was 14 and 4 last week, and now I'm 18 and 6.
All right. Well, I guess I already said I am with the Houston Thunder Bulls, so you can start off with your college. You'll do one college football lock, and I'll do one. So go ahead with your first college football lock.
My first college football lock is none other than number 25, James Madison University over Old Dominion.
Didn't they play last? No, did they play yesterday?
I think they play tomorrow. I think.
Son,
for
these little colleges playing on weekdays really confuse us.
Yeah, they play Saturday at
Oh.
7 p.m. on ESPN. I think James Madison's favored by 20 points.
Oh boy.
Yeah, definitely the sneakiest team in college football. Um,
Yeah.
let them
So
play in a bowl game, college football. Come on,
yeah, let them
wants
play
to
in a
see
bowl
it.
game.
Everyone wants to see it. But yeah, I got James Madison over Old Dominion.
My first lock. I guess I got another sneaky good group of 5 team. I'm going Tulane, who is 10.5-point favorites to beat Rice University. What's
Beat
the
Luke
one? What's the one
McCaffrey.
rule? We're quoting Josh Pate. What's the run rule? You never lose the food. Tulsa lost the food last week, but I think Rice is coming in off the high. But Tulane's just a better team, so I'm gonna go Tulane to beat Rice.
Yeah, Tulane's ranked again, right?
They are
24.
USC
For sure.
killers.
Yes,
Tulane.
sir.
Then I'll go my second, then you go your
Go
second.
ahead.
My next one, I'm gonna go Nebraska over Purdue. Nebraska, like I said, has really been on a hot streak.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue is not very good. I mean, they lost their coach. They got a former Texas quarterback as
Lost
their
Charlie Jones. Remember Charlie Jones?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Nebraska, who's only surprisingly 2.5. They're at home. Lincoln's a tough place to play.
Yep.
We've went over this. I'm gonna go Nebraska to beat Purdue.
I agree with you on that. My second lock is a very interesting one. It is Army over Massachusetts.
Oh my lord!
I just thought it'd be different. I mean,
Yeah, you
that's
always
not
pick.
a game.
You got to pick every team who's beating UMass.
Yeah. Well, and the Army isn't that good this year. They only have I think they're 2-5, 2-6.
Yeah, but didn't they lose? Didn't they have an NFL guy get drafted?
They had no. So his name was Andre Carter. Remember? And
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
the whole thing where he needed to get
I thought they approved him to get drafted.
He did. He just fell. I don't think he got drafted. If he did, I think he got drafted in the 7th. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna search it up right now. Andre Carter draft. NFL draft.
That was a crazy story, by the way.
He went undrafted.
Is he even on a team?
I don't think so. He's ended up signing a free agent deal with the Minnesota Vikings, but I don't know if he's still on the team. But he was a projected day 2 type of guy.
Thanks, Joe
but
Biden.
All that shit that happened, it's
like the same thing that they're having to deal with for the new college football game, because they're going to give all those players NIL, but the service academy players can't take NIL deals, so they can't get paid. So it's a whole debate on those games.
Yeah, but I got Army running through UMass. I'll get into my underdog now. I have number 20 Duke over number 18 Louisville. Louisville is a 4-point favorite.
Even without Riley Leonard?
I'm banking this. This is me banking on Riley Leonard playing. It's a very outlandish prediction, but I can afford it.
Just know if I pick your favorite team, they're probably losing.
Dude, I was gonna pick Iowa State over Baylor, but I was just nah, I can't.
You didn't want to fall for the trap how I picked Oklahoma last week.
Yeah, I didn't want to fall for it, dude. I just yeah.
Speaking of that, I'll go with my upset. This is Georgia State has a better record than Georgia Southern, and yet they are not favored to win the game. Well, I'm gonna go Georgia State, who is only a 1.5-point favorite at the time of recording. They're beating Georgia Southern. I don't know much about these two teams. They're two low FBS teams. Mm-hmm. Newer. I think they're newer. I think they were added sometime in the last 10 years. So I'm going Georgia State. Last time I went with the analytics, I went 1-5. So I'll start with my first NFL. And speaking about never picking your favorite teams, I'm just going to do it again because Oklahoma still ended up winning. I'm going to go the Texans, who are playing the winless Panthers. I think CJ Stroud's going to have a good game. He's going to prove why he should have been the number one pick, even though I'm really happy he wasn't. So they're -3. I think they cover very easily. Go with your NFL.
All
Do
right.
do your 3 since I only have one NFL.
Oh, you only have one?
Yeah, since I have 2 because I picked that one NBA game.
Okay. So my first NFL lock of the week is the Detroit Lions over the Las Vegas Raiders. If I'm the Detroit Lions, I'm pissed off, dude. The way we played, they played, it was just like you cannot go back-to-back weeks doing that. I think they blow the Raiders out. I think
No mercy.
I'm calling it, dude. They're mad. Dan Campbell don't like that shit.
No, he does not.
I think they defeat the Raiders very handedly. To shut people up. They're mad, and they're going to take out their frustration against the Raiders and beat them by at least 15.
By at least 15. Interesting.
Yep. My second lock is the Baltimore Ravens over the Cardinals. Kind of funny that these two.
Is Kyler Murray playing? He's been practicing.
I don't know. Even if he is, they're still losing. They suck. Ravens are going to destroy them. Lamar's going to have 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. Yeah, he's going to just completely run all over them. Ravens are going to dog on the Cardinals.
I remember I said the same thing about when the Cowboys played the Cardinals.
Ravens over 20.
I remember when I said the same thing about the Cowboys supposed to be the
Cardinals. It's going to happen, BT.
All right, go ahead with your upset.
My upset. So I got the Cleveland Browns over the Seattle Seahawks. This is a very close game. Seattle is favored by 3.5. I think the Browns are just a very good defensive team, and they're kind of hot right now. I could see them playing P.J. Walker, that being what hinders them from winning this game. But I got the Browns over the Seahawks. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I will go with my plot. I also have a spread that's 3.5. I know BDT's not going to like this one. I'm going to go the Bengals to beat the 49ers.
Ooh.
I think the 49ers are on a downward spiral.
Doesn't help that
Brock Purdy is not playing.
Yep.
I don't know if that dropped the spread or not. I hope it didn't. But at the time of recording, they are 3.5. Like I said, without Brock Purdy, I don't know how good this 49ers team is with Sam Darnold. We'll really find out if they're a system quarterback team.
It's essentially what I said earlier in the video.
Yeah,
earlier in the podcast about Brock.
I think Joe Burrow really plays well for the Bengals. Joe Shiesty. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bengals over the 49ers in the Super Bowl in the '80s rematch. One thing we forgot to talk about on the podcast. I wanted to talk about this. Aaron Rodgers is already out of crutches.
Yeah.
And it's not even November. He's walking. He was throwing before the Jets game.
This is interesting because let's just say he comes back and he's fully healthy, nothing happens, right? He just plays football.
Yeah.
This changes the outlook on Achilles injuries.
Because he got something that only a certain amount of people can do.
Yeah, it's the new test stuff.
Yeah, he's of course Aaron Rodgers would do it.
Yeah, of course. But he's doing a lot more for the game than people realize, and this is something he wants to get back on the field as soon as he can, but he also in a way helped the medical world and stuff with Achilles injuries, because this could change the outcome of lots of basketball players, lots of football players, lots of just athletes in general.
Oh, hold on. We've got breaking news.
Oh, boy.
I guess this was 9 hours ago. The NBA might charge the Phoenix Suns with tampering and is currently
They did. They took away a second-round pick from the Suns.
Only tampering for.
Yep, it's Drew Eubanks.
Drew Eubanks. None of the other players. Not Bradley Beal. Not Kevin Durant. It's for. Yeah.
For losing to quote 6 rings of steel. We'd love to have him on the podcast. Losing a draft pick for Drew Eubanks is so ass.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, that'll end episode 5 of the podcast.
Yeah, very good episode, if I don't say so for myself.
Yeah, first live stream. First episode on the YouTube channel.
Yep.
I think we can make this a thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Let us know in the comments if you think we should make this a permanent thing of us doing it live.
Mm-hmm.
We won't have a set time every single week. We'll try to have a set time, but with us both being busy college kids, it's going to be hard to have a set time.
Yeah.
But make sure you like and subscribe. This will be also on. Follow us
on Twitter and Instagram.
I guess I should have put Twitter and Instagram down there at the banner. Yeah, I'll put it in the description. Our Twitter and Instagram will be in the description. This will be on podcast, so make sure you rate us 5 stars. Yeah, so have a good rest of your day, everybody.
Yep, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Thanks for listening.